The Colorado Rockies last made the playoffs back in 2018. Now, a decade later, they enter August tied with the Dodgers for the NL West lead, a division that the Rockies have never won. But to be the best, you gotta beat the best, and this year, that's being the Atlanta Braves, who have the best record in baseball. They've been tearing through us so far here in this series as well. So far, winning the first 2 games of it, and they have the best really offense and lineup in all of baseball. Pitching, I think they can be taken advantage of, but today we'll have to see if we can keep that offense in check with Sean Jelly on the mound, having himself a really solid year, honestly. 3.8 ERA, 1.33 whip. I think you're taking those from a player with his ratings all day long. But Michael Harris first up to bat for the Braves here in this game, getting things started in a good way with a leadoff double. That'll bring up Brandon Marsh, hitting .305 so far. He gets one into the outfield, excuse me, with a little bloop single. Runners on the corners, no one out for Ronald Acuna. This is a blast to left field, a 3-run homer here in the first, and the Braves are off to an explosive start to this baseball game. This offense will be tough to stop. If we end up facing them in a playoff series later on this year, I am very worried about seeing exactly what we've seen so far through just 3 batters already in this game. Ronald Acuna, one of my personal favorite players in baseball. Been excellent in real life, excellent here in this series as well. And then Ozzy Albies, not wasting any time, getting another run on the board for Atlanta. 4 batters up, 4 runs scored for Atlanta. Home run number 24 for Ozzy in this season. The Braves are showing why they have 67 wins and the most in all of baseball. Their offense can really put runs up in a hurry. 4-pitch walk for Matt Olson, hitting in the 5 spot. That'll bring up Austin Riley, and finally we get an out, but you got a hitter the caliber of Austin Riley hitting in the 6th spot. You know you're a good offense. And then you got Sean Murphy hitting .329 in the 7 spot. This offense is absolutely lethal. We've got a man on first and second. You have to start to wonder, will Jelly even make it through the first inning? Mickey Moniak up next, swipes at the high fastball for the second out, and that'll bring up Orlando Arcia. The entire Braves lineup makes it up to the plate here in the first inning, and they're not done yet. A 2-run double by the Braves shortstop, and 6 Atlanta runs in the first inning, and the entire order makes it through. We're going to see the leadoff hitter, but we're not going to see Sean Jelly any longer. This is the first time in this series our pitcher can't even make it through an inning. So Yohan Blanco comes up, try to finish off the first here, and he does with a ground out over to third. But already a very deep hole for our Rockies to climb out of. And we haven't even gone up to bat yet. We'll be hitting against Hurston Waldrop today, a guy who has not been having himself the best year. Hopefully we can get some hits off him. We need to stay in this game, and we're going to start off with a single from Kyle Brown out to right field. Good start to the game. That'll bring up Sterling Thompson, hitting .250 so far this year. This one's cracked well to right center field. It will reach the wall. Michael Harris corrals it off the wall, but a RBI double. Rockies needed a good start, and they've got one. Just got a pitch to hit, and did the most with it there. That'll bring up Murillo. This one's hit deep to center field. It is back and hauled in at the wall by Michael Harris. Nearly a 2-run homer there. It will advance the runner to third for Omar Figueroa. Diving play made by Arcia to stop the ball, but it won't be enough to get the out. Omar Figueroa with an RBI single. Salas up next. 1-0 pitch is crushed deep to right field, and a 2-run blast makes it 6-4, and we're still in the first. What an explosive start to this game for both offenses. Looked like this one might be over just in the top of the first, but instead, the Rockies are hanging in this one. Nice to see Ethan Salas come through for us in a year that I would consider maybe slightly disappointing offensively, but still has a couple of months to turn things on. Zach Veen goes down swinging here. The first strikeout of the game for Waldrop. And he gets the second one shortly thereafter to get through the first. 6-4 though. Are we in for another high run shootout that we've seen a couple of different times here in the series? Certainly looks to be heading that way. We're already in our bullpen. Of course, after the first inning, Acuna rockets that one off of the glove of Murillo and slides in safely for a double. Would have been an incredible play by Murillo had he been able to make it. That was coming off the bat at 110 miles an hour. Can't blame him for not being able to field that one at all. Albies with a grounder. We'll bring up Matt Olson. Hitting 300 this year, and he's adding another hit to it. Will be a 7th Atlanta run as well. With an RBI double. 2 gone here, looking to get out of the inning, and Riley will go down with a spinning play made over at third base by Sterling Thompson. Atlanta attacks one more run. Onto the lead here, Jordan Beck up next. Hit well to left field, but Marsh able to track it down. Just barely avoiding a hit there. Albies, a throw to first, but Cerny outruns it. 1-on-1 down for Colorado here, bottom of the second. That'll bring up Kyle Brown, and Cerny safely slides into second base after a mishandled throw there from Murphy. Kyle Brown unable to use his high 80s clutch there as he gets on base with a walk. That'll bring up Thompson. Fly ball to left is hauled in. Should be taggable here, and Cerny's going to try to get 2 bases on the tag and just barely misses it. The relay throw from left field out to the catcher here, and it took a lunge from Sean Murphy. The Braves get the out. Bang, bang play. Blanco to Murphy here, who hits it well to right field, but it's caught on the warning track by Zach Veen. Moniak 0 for 1. Trying to get going today with an offense that's been incredible, but he's not going to start his day here. Orlando Arcia. Pitch over the middle, maybe a little lucky here to get the out, but it's a clean third for Blanco. I think he's been about as good as you could have asked for somebody asked to come in the first inning. But of course, we're still very early in this game as Murillo lines out. Figueroa popped this one up right to the catcher. 2 up, 2 down for the Rockies. Salas up next, right over the middle, and unable to make the most of it after the homer his first time up. So we're into the 4th inning. Michael Harris gets one through the infield. Base knock to lead off the 4th. Atlanta already in their third time through the lineup here, and a beautiful strikeout there. Marsh swinging at a pitch well inside. Acuna's 2 for 2 today, trying to make it a hat trick of hits, but instead he grounds into a double play, and that's 2 strong innings in a row for Yoan Blanco, keeping the Rockies in it, but we haven't seen any offense since the first. Zach Veen trying to change that here with a hit deep to left field, and it is caught right there on the warning track. A couple of just unlucky misses here into the outfield, but Chavis will ground out to short to make it 2 outs here, bottom of the 4th. For Beck, swiping at a slider low in the zone. Very good pitch to end the inning. Score remains 4-7 as the runs have started to slow down a bit here, but Ozzy Albies trying to pick it back up for Atlanta. Leadoff double for him. Rockies have done a good job. Sorry, the Braves have done a good job of getting that leadoff runner on. That's helped them put some runs across the board. Murillo there, able to make the throw in time, leading to the Austin Riley strikeout. Can we get through the inning without getting anybody on? Doesn't look like it will be the case here. Atlanta looking to tack on at least one more run here in the 5th with a 2-out double from Sean Murphy. 105 miles an hour off the bat on that one. Moniak, the only Brave so far, really unable to do anything offensively, and that will continue here as he goes 2-0 for 3. Braves offense continues to just put runs on the board here or there after the very strong first inning, while the Rockies have been able to do anything since the first year, and that'll continue with the first out here in the 5th. Kyle Brown. This one struck well to right field, and it will get down off the wall. A double here for Kyle Brown. Puts us in a good opportunity for a score. Sterling Thompson hits it to left. Strong throw for Marsh, though, and we tag him out. You've got to be kidding me. That's the second time the Braves have thrown us out at home plate in this game. 2 runs the Rockies could absolutely have used, but instead it remains 8-4. And a grounder from Murillo will end the inning. Some strong play from Brandon Marsh in the outfield. Arcia, once again another leadoff base knock for the Braves. Here top of the 6th. Right over the middle, Michael Harris lifts it deep to left, but luckily enough for us, unable to get it down for a hit. 1 on, 1 down for Marsh. 1 for 3 today. Playing some great defense, and now he's playing some great offense. That might score a Brave run. Instead, we'll have runners on 2nd and 3rd for Acuna. 2 hits today. Did he go around? He did not. So that will load up the bases. Just 1 out. Blanco in a little bit of trouble here. Thought he's pitched pretty well so far in relief for Jelly, but a grand slam from Ozzy Albies breaks this game open. It's his 2nd home run of this day, and it makes it 12-4 for the Braves. That's going to wrap up our viewing portion here of this game. That's grand slam pretty much shut the door on any sort of comeback the Rockies had hoped for. The offense has slowed down to a crawl after a really good first inning, and we just couldn't keep up with the Braves. We tried, did an okay job after 1 inning, but the Braves just kept on coming, and the final score would be 13-5 here in this game. Both teams would tack on 1 extra run, but this Braves offense looks a little bit too hot to handle for this pitching staff, as well as they have been playing this year. And if we face these guys in the playoffs, boy, am I going to be pretty dang scared. This is the time of year that you start to think about some contract extensions The only one that was really tempting was Chase Dollander, but taking a look at these numbers here, I just don't really see the value in it. If you do it for 5 years, you're not really getting any bit of a discount. And even for 6 years, I don't think you're getting enough of a discount in the 1 year to be worth it to overpay him for the previous 5. So I decided ultimately not to give Chase Dollander the extension, though I did think a decent bit about it. Nobody else was really tempting here of the available options, if I'm being honest. I think there's a lot of guys that we still just need to see it with before we make any sort of decision about whether to extend them or not. Thought long and hard about this one, but ultimately we'll keep Chase on a year-by-year basis on the signing periods, hoping to save some money that way. One more game here for this episode, and it's going to be a game that will focus only on the offense. I think I've seen enough pitching after watching that Braves game, but I do want to see our offense rebound from what was really a poor effort after that first inning. The Los Angeles Dodgers, do have a 1-game lead in the division, but a win here could knot us back up at even. But a loss here, you give the Dodgers a 2-game lead. That's not exactly where we want to be here. So a big time must-win game. Maybe not must-win, but you'd really like to win this one. We'll be going against Shohei Ohtani, who actually has not been very good pitching so far this year. Maybe age starting to catch up with him at this point in the franchise. Not looking like it there, though, with that strike 3 looking. It'll bring up Murillo, and he goes down swinging on a pitch that was not pretty. We'll just say that. Back up here in the second, Omar Figueroa. His first at-bat of the game will be a 3rd consecutive strikeout for Ohtani. Salas. This one's hit deep to left center field. It is past the wall and gone. A solo shot here to put the Rockies on the board in the second inning. Good way to respond to being struck out 3 times in a row in our lineup. Got to take advantage of the misses when they are there, and just based on some of Shohei Ohtani's numbers, I'd guess that's something he's been struggling with kind of throughout the year. Zach Veen up next. Another one cracked deep. This one to center field. It is past the wall, and a 2nd consecutive solo home run here in the 2nd inning to make it 2-0 on the board. Zach Veen having himself quite the season, if I'm being honest. He is 2nd on the team in home runs, just barely behind Rafael Murillo. He's shown that he can absolutely be a power hitter for us, and something that I really didn't know if he had it in him after last year, but kind of having himself a bit of a breakout campaign here. And Jordan Beck goes down looking on a nasty pitch low in the zone. Tony continues to show up with the strikeouts as he does so once more here, going against Logan Cerny. Dodgers, with a good 3rd inning, do take back the lead 3-2. So the offense has some more work to do. So far, no good here in the 3rd, though, and another strikeout. Thompson goes down looking for the 2nd time here in the game. Just the 2 solo shots to speak for so far, and Rillo will draw a walk on a pitch that was definitely a strike. Bringing up Figueroa, the slurve gets him swinging. Already strikeout number 7, and we're just not even halfway here through the 4th. And Murillo, he is safe. Good to see a successful steal. Feels like it's something we don't see a lot of on this team. Salas homered his last time and goes down swinging this time. Everything's been strikeouts, homers, and walks. I mean, that's the modern game for you. Maybe not the way I love to see baseball, but hey, It's the way the game seems to be going, and Ohtani gets out of the fourth cleanly despite allowing a couple of walks. Beck up next. Got a decent pitch to hit, but it's a tapper over to Mookie Betts. At least he didn't go down with a strikeout like Logan Cerny does just now. That's already double-digit strikeouts for Shohei Ohtani. He is just mowing through our lineup with these Ks. But a quiet fifth here for Colorado. Much like last inning, it's only been the one inning that we put runs on the board. We've struggled otherwise. Sterling Thompson hoping to change that, but he is out on the warning track. Thought for sure that was going to be a hit. So did he. He is upset. Felt like he was robbed of a hit, and rightfully so. Full count pitch for Murillo. Is a ground out to third. 2 up, 2 down here in the sixth. Still no offense to speak of. Omar Figueroa changes that with the third solo homer of the game. Ties us up at 3 apiece. For the most part, Shohei has been dominating our lineup, but he has missed a few times, and the Rockies are making sure to take advantage of when he does. Salas gets himself another walk, the third walk allowed by Shohei in this game. Bean homered his last time, but he's going down swinging. Why not give Shohei another strikeout? Tie game here. Bottom of the seventh. Score remains tied. Rockies with a good opportunity to take a lead. Michael Chavis lines that over to center field. Back 0 for 2 so far today. Looking to get involved. Off the glove of Flores, but Jose Suarez relieving Shohei here in the seventh. Able to cover the bag. Dodgers going with the lefty here in relief of Shohei, and that was a very ugly swing by Cerny considering that ball was breaking towards him. Dodgers take a 1-run lead here in the eighth, but Kyle Brown makes sure that that lead does not last long. Make it 4 solo homers for the Rockies. I'd prefer to be able to string some hits together, maybe get some more runs per home run if it were myself. But hey, I'll take this kind of offense over no offense at all. This game has been competitive. Colorado loves Kyle Brown. Certainly he has given the fans a reason to love him this year after a little bit of a struggle of a rookie season. Not terrible by any means, but it's been much better here in year 2. Rafael Murillo, another full count pitch. Seems like that was the case for all of his at-bats here. That was his second walk. If you can't get a hit, get a walk. Figueroa, though, gonna ground into a 6-4-3 double play out of the inning. So we're headed to the ninth, all tied up at 4 apiece. Which team can close this game out? Bottom of the ninth, pitching did well. Ethan Salas lifts it to right field, and it is just foul, 8 feet away from winning the game for the Rockies. Was Ethan Salas there, and he draws a walk instead. So nice discipline in this game. Is that our 4th or 5th walk? Bean swinging on the circle change for the first out here of the ninth. Upset with himself there. And then we're going to try to steal with Ethan Salas. I mean, I understand it. He's got speed in the 70s. I just wish this team wouldn't try to steal, man. I wish there was a way where I could do, like, personalized steal sliders, because I don't want to lower sliders altogether because other teams should, you know, try to steal. It's just our team should not try to steal. Is the thing, because we're terrible at it and we still try it, and it's really frustrating. We're headed to extras. Another good pitching job here in the 10th means the score is still tied for Jordan Beck. He hits this one deep to right field. It is fair, and the Rockies win in extras against the Dodgers, and this division remains tied for the time being. An excellent play by the left fielder, and we will not be swept in this 3-game series against LA. And LA will not take a 2-game lead here for the NL West. Rockies trying hard to win the division for the first time in their history, and is very much so still in play, with about a month and a half left here in the season. Now at the end of August, we find ourselves a half game back from the division. Taking a look at the wild card spot, we'd have to have a pretty bad September, or the Reds would have to have a great September, or maybe the Cubs, for us to not make the playoffs. So looking like this 10-year playoff drought will finally end, but we know the real challenge is, can we end up winning the division for the first time in franchise history? And well, we're going to be getting a bit of a boost in September. This is going to be by far the most impactful September we've had to date. It's time to call some players up. Let's start here with Clemente Herrera, who I absolutely believe is ready for a call-up. Plus 10 power versus righties this year gets him into the 50s there. I now think he can hit both against lefties and righties at an MLB caliber level. Discipline in the 70s, clutch in the 70s. Of course, has the massive arm out there for right field. Of course, we're not going to have him take over Zach Veen's role with him having such a good year, but could we put Clemente in right and then have Zach Veen play left for the rest of this year? I think that could absolutely work for us. So, first man to get the call up is Clemente Herrera. Next up on the list is Jose Barreto, just over a 3 ERA this year, 1.16 whip. His home runs per 9, the only thing not coming up, which of course you wish that would, but he has both hits and walks per 9 in the 70s. I think that's going to help him pitch well at the MLB level. He's 82 overall, 20 years old. He is ready. Welcome Jose Barreto to the squad. And then last, but certainly not least, Neil Dorsey is absolutely proved that he is ready to be called up. I've been hesitant because I didn't know if he would be ready as a pitcher, but with a 2.85 ERA and a 1.05 whip in AAA this year, he is absolutely ready to make the jump. Look at how good of a hitter he is. And take a look at his stats too. 34 home runs, batting .318. Yeah, I think this guy is ready for a call-up. A 5.1 batting WAR combined with a 3.9 pitching WAR for Neil Dorsey. He's been practically begging for us all season long to call him up. Well, today his prayers are answered. Neil Dorsey, the most anticipated debut perhaps since Bryce Harper in baseball, and it's coming up, at least since Jackson Holiday. It's coming up next episode. I am excited to get this crop of 3 players that I think can be massive long-term players for us. Of course, I do need to send one player down. We'll get that figured out before the start of next episode. I'll get all my rosters sorted out. But Clemente Herrera, Jose Barreto, and Neil Dorsey all being added to the Major League squad to try and aid in our playoff push. Those debuts will be coming next episode, and I am excited. Ultimately, although Brian Doe did accomplish kind of what I wanted for him, getting a lot of these ratings into the 50s, I still think we can wait one more year and it wouldn't hurt. I think he can be successful at the MLB level. I just think it would be wise to maybe spread out a little bit in terms of our rookie players, because we know that you can get extra picks for winning Rookie of the Year and stuff. So if we can spread that out just a little bit, I think that can be helpful. So Doe and guys like Ungerer, who you could argue might be ready. I think you give them one more year, let them come in ready to just hit the ground running. So that's why I made the decision there. But Herrera, Barreto, and Dorsey, what a trio to be making their debuts. Also thought about Rich Walsh, but I think we'll let him stew for one more year as well in the minors. Maybe get walks per nine up, control up just a little bit more, player clutch as well before we call him up. But I'm so excited for next episode. Maybe the most excited that I've been for any episode yet in this series, to see Barreto, Herrera, and Neil Dorsey all play for the first time in a Rockies uniform, going against the San Diego Padres, and Nolan Jones is going to be awesome. Jones, another excellent year for San Diego so far this year. He's been great ever since the trade. He's been killing us whenever we play against the Padres. We'll see if that continues in the next episode. Well, that's all I've got for this one. We'll be back soon with those debuts, and I'll see you then. Go Rockies.